Hey guys, Eddie St. Hello here, Team Fo Team Captain, coming at you today with another video. So, first off, before I start the video, I want to say congratulations to Anthony Hernandez, our newest member, for dominating at the ARG Invitational. My boy went undefeated and ultimately ended up winning first place with Broly Height of Mastery. I don't like your build, bro, but you did your thing. You did your thing. Oh, fun fact, we've never played each other, like, ever. And the game's been alive for what, 2 years now? That's a long time, bro. But all right, the topic of today, you ready, Miles? Is going to be judges are your friends. So I've been receiving like a lot of inbox messages and like seeing a lot of comments online with all the issues that's going on in the game. For instance, number one issue I see is how long how long does my opponent have to make a play, right? So, in my mind, and this is what I read in the rulebook for at least the seal, your opponent has 30 seconds to make it like at a dead stop from like after you draw and charge to like make a play. But at the same time, you see he continuously takes 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. At that time and point is where I advise you to do two things. Number one, yeah, you ready for number one? Number one thing is be familiar with the entire meta. For instance, right, if I'm going against a Broly HOM, and it's especially swap, that's what the deck I played. So if I'm going against that deck, and then my opponent draws, untaps, charges, and then takes like 30 seconds to make a play, I'm going to be like, hey bro, check it out. Can you please like speed up the process? I'm not trying to be an ass or nothing, but like I really don't feel like going into time. We're not gonna go into time, but this is an example. I really don't feel like going into time because like I know the deck. I don't know your hands. I don't know if you have a different spice or what, but the deck is linear. The deck does one of two things. It's either you're gonna go into your Roshi Shen package first turning and try to go to your leading edge. It's like point blank period. It doesn't take that long to think about what you're gonna do. So to start things off, you have to be familiar with all the other decks in the meta. If you're not familiar with the other decks in the meta, you have no idea what that deck is capable of. Number two, if you see your opponent continuously just takes time, like excessive time, I'm not talking about like a good 10, 15, like excessive time, don't ever think in your head there's a certain time limit. If you're familiar with the deck, you could literally be like, listen, I asked you the first time, can you speed it up? Especially if you're in game 3 and you know there's no way you could win, and you for sure have game. Hey guy, listen, not trying to be an ass or nothing, but I ask you to hurry up and speed up your game or not. I would feel comfortable if a judge just stood next to me or stood behind you to see your hand and see if you're either slow playing me or if you really had lines of play. That is not going to make you an asshole. That's not going to make you, oh, that player. It's not going to kill your rep. What's going to kill your rep is if I take 30 seconds to make my play and then my opponent actually says, judge, he didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me nothing. It's just those obnoxious judge that you hear as soon as the round starts. I'm like, all right, guys, you have an hour in a round. You may begin 2 minutes later. I hear judge. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like, did you talk to your opponent? Yeah, if you do that, that's obnoxious. That's gonna kill your rep. But if you're talking to your opponent, I tell my opponents every time. You can ask Marcel. I probably paid Marcel the most out of I like Ethan now because Ethan's on my team and I get him to go on Octagon and playtest with me every single day. This will be another video for another day, how many times you should be playtesting in a week. But man, I tell him, I'm like, listen bro, I know the deck. I'm asking you to play like a Kid deck, right? Because I want to practice against it. So he builds a version. Once I see it's yellow, it can only be one of two things. It can either be the yellow package that goes, it's pure yellow with crusher balls, all the meta hate, going into the Demigra, or it could be blue yellow, where it's the Gogeta 7 one. Like once you know that, once your opponent starts charging energy, and you could pick out what deck they're playing, it's easy to know in your mind, like, okay, cool, these are a lot of plays that are in my opponent's hand, and it shouldn't be taking this long to actually pick. He's slow playing me. So I can't stress enough, you have to be familiar with the meta in order to do it. And the second thing I could re-emphasize about to recap this video because he's starting to get hungry, as you guys can see. Always don't be an asshole, man. Like literally talk to your opponent. Be like, hey man, listen, I used to play the deck, I'm familiar with the deck, it doesn't take that long to play. Like I would be happy if you kind of like sped up the process. Like I said, especially going to game 3 when they know you're going first and you know you have your win count on the way. always like talk to your opponent. Don't just be the obnoxious person that doesn't say nothing and you just judge. Tell them you're gonna kill your rep. If you talk to your opponent and you continue to try to talk to him, listen, man, call the judge. Judges are there. Judges are your friends, like Cam, Greg, Casey, all those guys do a phenomenal job. My dog Gabe, everyone, like those guys are cool guys. They're not gonna think nothing of it. They're literally there to help the game. Another thing too is like, if you're suspicious, and this is a big one, guys, before I go, this game, yes, it's a trading card game, but you're forgetting people come from all different aspects of life in order to play this game, right? For instance, some people are professional card dealers. If you're a professional card dealer, some people that are professional card dealers know how to stack cards on the thing. And if you're not, you can learn that stuff on the internet. So if you feel like, hey, you're shuffling and it just feels weird because you consistently seeing a card at the bottom of your deck and it's a one of, or if you're like, okay, cool, like I don't know what it is, but every single time I keep drawing 4 ofs, this is game 1, 2, and 3. Trust me, ask the judge, call him over, be like, talk to your opponent first. Always talk to your opponent first. Be like, listen, are you doing anything like suspicious? Because it's not a coincidence that I keep drawing these same 4 cards, or the same card I keep seeing is at the bottom of my deck and it's only a one of. Like, talk to your opponent. If they're like, no, if you literally talk to your opponent and they say no, nothing is going on, you'll have no issue if you just politely ask them. Once again, you have to be respectful. Politely ask, say, hey, okay, if nothing's going on, would you mind if I have a judge come and shuffle my deck? I would just feel comfortable if that happened. You could have the final cut, but I'd like the judge to be present, shuffle the deck, and then present it to you so you could cut it in front of him. They're not going to say no. If they're not cheating, they're not hiding anything, they're not going to say no, guys. I can't stress enough how much importance the judges have in this game. Utilize your judges, guys. Stop giving your opponent a win con. That's what I tell people. No one in this game is going to give you anything. If you're going to win, you're going to earn your win. Don't leave it in the hands of someone else. All right, I'm going to put this. I never put names on blast, but yeah, I'm still not going to do it. My teammate, we were sitting there, my teammate, right? I'm not going to say what deck he was using either. I was going to give it away. He was using one of my special spices. Had the game 100% won. All he needed to do was let his opponent end turn. His opponent was playing Broly How to Mastery, tapped out, thinking about what to do. It ended up being a draw ultimately, but because as soon as he ended his turn, the judge said time in the round. It was in overtime. It said 10 minutes are up. It's time. It's a tie in the round. I literally proceeded to go to my teammate and said, "Listen, man, you had the game won. You see, he's tapped out. He took 2 or 3 minutes trying to think what he can do. The only things he can do in Broly How to Mastery is literally he uses a leader ability. Is literally have a time magic. At that time and point, you should have said, listen, you're tapped out. We're in time. I don't know how much time is left, but you have to hurry up or else I'm going to call a judge. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just letting you know before I just bluntly call a judge. Just please hurry up. Because if he had done that, he'd have 100% won. Like, and I saw it, I'm like, bro, you gave him the tie. Like, he didn't do anything. He didn't slow play it. That's on you. As an opponent, you can't complain, oh, my opponent stacked me. Oh, my opponent slow played me. No, you slow played yourself and you stacked yourself. You have judges to help you. That's why judges are there. Judges will not turn you. Judges are one of the friendliest people in the game. They're objective. Like, there's no such thing. That's my friend. That's whatever. Judges will literally say, if it's a close person, they'll literally say, okay, cool. I'm not going to be in this. I'm going to get someone else because I know this person. I don't want no, like, confusion or anything going on. No favoritism, no nothing. Judges are your friends. I can't stress it enough. Use these resources, man. They'll get you out of trouble. Because I really feel bad when I hear people lose because they were slow played, they were stacked, they feel like they've been cheated. Take that out of your opponent's hands and let the judges help you. That's all I can say. I can't stress it enough. Once again, this is Eddie saying hello with Team Full, signing out. Say bye, Miles. Love.